This is my first time trying to make fufu. Please tell me if I did it right. First, I peeled off the cassava skin. Then I washed them for a couple of times and soaked them in water for 7 days. Is it normal for fermented cassava to smell like Mr. His socks? And why was my fermented cassava still so crunchy? I saw other people can crumble their fermented cassavas into pieces with a gentle squeeze like this. Anyway, it's too late to regret. I blended my cassava with some water and strained it with cheesecloth overnight. Mr. He pointed at the dough and asked me,
"What's smelling so good here?"
Men like the smell of their own socks. I transferred the dough to a pot and added some water. Stirred and cooked it until I got a slightly yellow dough. Undercooked cassava is also toxic, so I added more water and cooked it for 20 more minutes.
But I'm still worried. Is my fufu safe to eat now?
Please let us know.
This is my second time trying to make fufu. Last time my cassava didn't ferment very well. I saw some comments recommending soaking some plantain with the cassavas to help with the fermentation and enhance the overall flavor. Wait, why are there black lines on this cassava? Never mind, I will save them for my eggs. This time let's use bottled water instead of tap water. Cover with cheesecloth and let them ferment for 7 days. Guess what? They are not stinky at all. Although my cassavas are still crunchier than other people's, they do have a fermentation smell. The plantains became so soft, even softer than Mr. H's.
Hard.
I was going to say hard.
Then we blend everything until smooth. Many comments mentioned that I didn't need to strain the mixture, just to transfer them directly into a pot. Cook and stir until it forms a dough. Then cover and boil it for 20 minutes to break down its toxic compounds. Then I pounded it for 10 minutes until my arms wanted to run away from my body. Finally, I got 4 nice and chewy fufu. I will eat them with okra soup in next video. My 30 years old Chinese husband first time trying fufu.
Now you're supposed to use your hands.
Get a small piece and shape it with your fingers.
Tastes like potato.
You forgot to dip some soup.
That smells flavorful.
Wait, you're not supposed to chew.
Scoop, swallow. Too big. Maybe a smaller piece. Don't you hear? I'll just chew it.
Please make an Indian food. Let's make a pani puri. Bye.
I am going to India.
Can I make Indian dessert? How dare you ask? Dump milk powder, milk and ghee to a pan. Stir in one direction for 99 times until it forms a dough. When the dough is still hot, quickly add the flour, water and baking powder. Grab to mix with your hand, but make sure you don't over-knead it. Do them into 12 ping-pong-sized balls. Heat up half pot of oil until warm but not hot. Use low heat to deep fry them until floaty and golden brown. Meanwhile, make a rose syrup. Add tons of sugar, water, cardamom and rose to a pot. Bring to a boil. Soak the fried jamon in the syrup overnight to let the syrup seep through. They are just like extra juicy cake pops. I told you they're juicy.
I want to eat latiao.
But it's already midnight.
Please.
I will make some for you too. 2 cups of water, half teaspoon of salt, a cup of gluten flour.
Don't play with your food.
I'm not. Knead the dough, then squeeze out the excess water. Now we cover it up and let it rest for 1 hour. Spread the dough into a large sheet. Cut it into strips.
I like store-bought one better.
It's kimchi making day. First, let's dig some radish. Ooh, that's a sexy one.
Sexier than my wife. Oh no, Tony ate our cabbage.
That's okay. I have plan B. Peel the radish with me. Cut them into small cubes. Then add kosher salt and mix well. Marinate for 2 hours. Cut and tear the cabbage slab with kosher salt. Put something heavy on the top. Meanwhile, make a glutinous rice flour paste. Set it aside in a blender. The garlic, onion, radish, and prepare ginger paste and fish sauce. Blend until smooth.
The sauce ingredients are richer than my life.
Wake up something heavy. Rinse off the salt, then drain the water. Then mix in the sauce. You can enjoy some freshly on the first day or ferment them in an airtight container. They will be ready to eat after 2 weeks. Let's make some natto. Soak soybeans in water overnight until they are doubled in size. Steam for 2.5 hours until they are soft. Mix 1 teaspoon of natto starter with 1 tablespoon of water. Add to the soybeans. Stir well. Or you can make nattos with nattos. Simply mix 1 tablespoon of nattos with 2 cups of steamed soybeans. You can ferment them in an oven or in an instant pot for 24 hours. After 24 hours of fermentation, we need to keep the nattos in the fridge overnight. Otherwise, they will be super stinky. Enjoy the nattos with rice and egg yolk. Make variety pistachio chocolate, but we don't have kadaifi. Let's make some.
Argentina! Why do your cookie taste so good? What is this? Roida! Torello! So messy! But seco! My God, listen! Perhaps! Wounded! I want this! Console! And we shall share ours! Let's eat our horse!
We then made it through to the next round. So today we're making bala baiana. First, make the chewy coconut puri. You just need to mix 1 tablespoon of salted butter, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, and 100 grams of coconut flakes. If you don't like coconut, you can substitute it with crushed Oreo. Cook and stir for about 10 minutes to form a dough. With your hands and roll them into ping-pong-sized balls. Or roll them into smaller balls and arrange them to a soccer ball. Insert a toothpick and set them aside. The caramel coating is made much like the coating for tangulu. You just need 1 cup of sugar, half cup of water, and a little bit of white vinegar. Don't stir and cook the syrup a little longer than we would do for tangulu to develop a beautiful caramel color. The slight bitterness from the caramel perfectly balances the sweetness from the filling. The crunchy shell and the chewy filling make every bite so satisfying.
Make me hungry in a cup.
Insert a cup in the center and some pot in the one.
Poppy!
And some cotton candy.
So pretty.
Some jackfruit.
Where's Rose?
You want some banana?
No!
Some banana. Coconut in syrup. And red bean paste.
Yum.
And don't forget the natural flavor on the top.
Wow!
Then we need some condensed milk.
Fill up!
Most importantly, some buffet ice cream.
Ice cream! More ice cream! Are we gonna eat it?
I'm going to lift it up.
Oh, yes!
Make it ooze around.
Ooh.
So colorful. Are you ready?
Yes, let's do this.
1,
2, 3.
How about add some sprinkles?
What? Okay, fine. Just do it now. Quick.
Colorful.
Ooh.
You want to do it?
Me? No, I'm filming. Just do it.
1, 2,
3. Ooh! Yay, you made it. Why don't we just mix it at the beginning?
Nothing to mix.
Yay! Perfect for summer.
It's autumn. Can we make real Mexican food? Let's make a tamales. I started at 3:30 p.m. Let's see how long it will take. It's already midnight. Dinner is finally ready. This is the most time-consuming dinner I have ever made, but the taste definitely worth my effort. Is it authentic or not?
I don't care. It is so good. Can you make Malaysia food?
Let's make Mexican food. Let's make a Pakistani dish in a hurry.
Oh, Pakistan's my best friend now ever.
Let's make a fry.
The powder's still running.
You know nothing.
I know this is good.